So, Kunal, you are from Tripura.
Sir, I've been living here for 15 years, but I was born in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh.
Okay. See, there is this feeling among the people of Delhi and Uttar Pradesh and surrounding areas, a slight discrimination towards the people from Northeast. Have you ever observed that?
Yeah, unfortunately, sir, it is a reality that there is some form of discrimination meted out towards the people of the Northeastern region.
So, what measures do you think? What more measures do you think we have to take in order to reduce this discrimination?
So I feel that there is a need to take measures at three levels. The first one would be at the legal level, whereby the existing provisions of the law should be properly enforced so that there is a deterrence among the people regarding these actions. Second one would be at the institutional level, whereby bodies like National Commission for Scheduled Tribes and such other bodies at the state level must proactively enforce and create awareness amongst the people as to why they should not be doing this. And sir, at the last is the awareness level at the societal level, whereby community to community contact and people to people contact would eliminate these type of mistrust or feelings of discrimination that is harbored within the people of the northern region.
Good. Okay. So, as you were in Tripura for almost 15 years, tell me,
Yes, sir.
Tripura, the major economy of Tripura depends on which sectors?
So primarily more than 50% depends upon agricultural sector, whereby in agriculture sector there is plantation, there is a rubber plantation that grows around here. Second, sir, is the pineapple. So they have got a GI tag for queen pineapple, which is of export quality. Apart from this, sir, the tea plantations are also there in the vicinities of the Agartala, whereby it is packaged and sold in the export markets as well.
Other than agriculture, you talked about agriculture. Other than agriculture, what other sectors give more revenue to Tripura presently?
So there is availability of natural gas present here, whereby ONGC has launched an operation. And so this gas is majorly used for production of electricity at the Palatana power plant. So some form of electricity is also sold to the nearby states like Mizoram and exported to other countries like Bangladesh as well.
Okay. See, if I have to ask you, what is the untapped economic potential of Tripura? What is your take on it? Is there an untapped economic potential of Tripura?
Yes, sir, there is. I feel, sir, that the literacy rate amongst the people here is very high. It's more than 95%. And so industries are the need of the hour, whereby industries like in the IT sector could be invited here. People here are English speaking, so call centers can also be established in these particular places. And moreover, services based industry, particularly in the financial sectors, can also be invited to tap into the population.
Okay. See, actually, Kunal, you just said that service sector potential is there in Tripura.
Right,
See,
sir.
India has jumped from agriculture sector to service sector without realizing the potential of manufacturing sector. What may be the reasons for that?
Sir, first one is the apprehension amongst the people in investment, particularly in the capital-based industries. So due to dearth of capital in the Indian market, they were not able to set up huge industries which requires fixed cost capital. So they bypassed into the services sector. Second is, sir, the mindset of the people here, whereby they wanted a job which has more financial remuneration. And so service sector provides that. So people, instead of going into the manufacturing sector, prefer to go into the services sector. So I feel these two are one of the biggest reasons. And third is also the lack of conducive business policies implemented by the government of India after the LPG reforms. So there is these reasons.
See, India and China started their economic growth almost same time. Almost in the 1950s, they both started. But China is able to do extremely well in manufacturing industry sector. But why India unable to do? What is the main difference between India and China that made China today so powerful in economy?
So I think the first would be the first movers advantage, whereby China started with the economic reforms since 1979 under Deng Xiaoping. And so the early boost helped them to capture the global markets earlier than what India did in 1991. Second, sir, I would say the government policies, whereby it focused more upon setting up of capital industries, whereby the Indian government focused more upon self-reliance through agriculture. And so third would be lack of education opportunities in India during the early levels due to low investment in the educational sector. So I think these three reasons combine to form what we see today.
Okay. Do you see any scope of India reaching China in the near future? Economics, in an economic point of view.
Sir, I not only feel that India would reach China, but surely it will surpass China in major terms. We have seen that due to the governmental policies like ease of doing business, Startup India scheme, there is a robust human capital as well. So I feel with the right kind of push, which already India is undertaking, and the infrastructural measures, surely India would be able to capture its demographic dividend and be a superpower in economic terms.
Okay. Now, see, young people like you who are from good colleges, well educated, who are skilled, why most of you are coming into civil services than going into politics? Pertaining to you, you can tell me why you have chosen civil services over going into politics.
Sir, I feel in politics there is a specific skill set that is required, and I do feel that I do not possess that particular skill set, and that's why I chose to come into the administrative part, because I thought that I would not be able to do justice to a community leader's job.
Okay. See, according to you, bureaucracy or politics, in which path we can actually contribute more to the development of state or nation as a whole?
Sir, I think both are integral towards the development of our nation.
But if I had to ask you to choose one, which one do you choose?
Sir, I think it would be politics.
Why?
Sir, the politicians are actually the ones who are massaging and accumulating all the public opinions, and then on the basis of that, collating a particular policy that needs to be implemented. So the vision that is given to the society is given by the politicians. We, or the bureaucrats as administrators, are responsible for giving proper input so that that vision could come into reality. And so I feel that the vision giver is the politicians.
Okay. So you are from Bitspilani, right?
Right, sir.
Is it a university?
So it's a deemed university.
What is the difference?
So the universities are either established through acts of the parliament or the state government, whereas the deemed universities are standalone colleges which have been given the accreditation of universities because of the level of excellence that they have shown and on the basis of the NAAC rating. So that's why, to give some autonomy, these deemed universities have been established.
Is it deemed university or deemed to be university?
So, sorry, deemed to be university.
Okay. But why? You can directly give it the status of university, no? Why this special section of deemed to be universities? If they have excellence, why don't you make it university? What is the requirement of this deemed to be universities?
So, in case of universities, there is what I feel that there should be certain frameworks under which they should be operating. For example, the level of administrative efficiencies, the level of economic input, the level of fees and all. Whereas in deemed to be universities, sir, they are semi-universities whereby they have the option, but they also have the autonomy to run their business according to themselves. So that's why deemed to be universities have been given. If perhaps they perform well, then they could be converted into the university status.
Tell me, are universities larger or deemed to be larger? Converting deemed to be into university. Why the conversion? Why are you talking about the conversion? Do you think deemed to be universities smaller than the actual universities?
Sorry, sir, I'm not I'll not be able to justify the answer. I don't have proper knowledge regarding this.
Okay, tell me what should India encourage more? Deemed universities or universities?
Sir, I think there is a need for more number of educational institutions at first, and so deemed to be universities should be encouraged so that more number of institutions could come up, and once they acquire the proficiency and efficiencies, they could be converted at the university level.
Okay. See, there is no university in India which is among top 200 internationally, right?
Right, sir.
What may be the reason why? Though there are so many students in India, so many demand for education in India, so many demand, and there is much demand, many students join, are willing to pay the fee. India is a large country, but why none of the universities are among the top 200 in the world?
So the first one is the lack of research output. The QS rankings have got certain parameters, and one of them is the research or citations output, and that is not in India. Those are not able to be fair in the top 200, and so second is the student to pupil ratio, the student to teacher ratio. So that is also a area of concern, whereby in India it is not up to the mark. And so third is the international students coming to India or the international faculties. And so based upon these three reasons, in the parameters we fail because we do not get the required amount of number. And so we do not fare in the top 200.
Okay, but how do we encourage research? For example, you are from a top college. So students from top colleges, when they themselves are not pursuing masters and research, how can we expect other college students to pursue research? What shall we do?
Sir, I think the first would be increasing the grants to these particular colleges. There is a lot, the amount of funding that these particular institutions get is not adequate enough to go for original research. And so these grants would help the PhD scholars as well as the professors. Second one, sir, is the patent regime that is present in India. Currently, sir, it is very complex and it does not encourage people to file for patents, or it takes a large amount of time. So people generally try to go for foreign universities where these particular mechanisms are much easier. And so third is the mindset which the people as well as the professors have, where they want to pursue certain types of subjects which would be financially more remunerative. And so I think at all the three levels, there is a requirement for proper policy manufacturing.
Okay. From your class of civil engineering BTech, what percentage of people actually went into the core field, civil engineering, the core job of civil engineering? Roughly what percentage of your classmates, batchmates?
Unfortunately, sir, around 20%.
20%. And more, 80% have gone for what? Most of them. Mostly.
Sir, either they have gone for higher studies or they have gone for jobs at the IT sector.
The higher studies also in CSE department or civil engineering?
Sir, I think as far as I know, sir, they have gone for non-civil departments.
Non-civil.
For example.
Okay. Do you think India has a dearth of civil engineers?
I'll not say it would be. I don't think it is justified to say that we have dearth of civil engineers. We do have proper civil engineers, and that is reflected upon the infrastructure marvels that India is creating each and every year. So I do think that we have qualified civil engineers as well as an abundance of.
Okay, who are your famous architects or civil engineers? Tell me, name 3 famous civil engineers or architects of India presently who are working.
So presently, sir?
Yeah, presently.
So the first one is Dr. Bimal Patel. He is the head architect of the Central Vista project that is being undertaken. Second, sir, I'm not able to recall anymore.
Any famous civil engineer who has done some civil engineering marvel in India in last few years, last 2 decades also, last 2 decades. Any civil engineering marvels have you observed in India in the last 2 decades?
Sir, Dr. E. Sridharan, who is also called as the Metro Man, who is responsible for the Delhi Metro, one of the engineering marvels that we see around us.
Why do you call it as an engineering marvel, Delhi Metro? What's so special in that?
So the first one is the pace at which it was built. In less than 15 years, almost all the regions of the Delhi particularly have been connected. Second, sir, is the cost within which the particular thing has been constructed. So it is one of the lowest per kilometer budget has been allocated for the Delhi Metro. And so third thing is the efficacy and the safety of the Delhi Metro, whereby we haven't seen any particular accidents. So I feel it is an engineering marvel, sir.
Okay, okay. Tell me, what qualities have you learned in your graduation in civil engineering that would be helpful to you as civil servant?
Sir, I feel I've learned both technical knowledge as well as lifestyle skills. For technical knowledge, sir, how highways need to be designed, how irrigation has to be undertaken, how the topography needs to be studied. This would help me as a civil administrator. Whereas in the lifestyle skills, sir, there are, I think, three particular things that I've learned. First one is the factor of safety, which we duly apply in civil engineering, and that needs to be there in civil administration as well, where we need to be prepared for all the contingencies that could arise. Second one is a foundation, the importance of foundation, and in civil administration as well, a proper foundation to all the policies must be there. And so third one is the three E's that I call: economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. And I think all the three are required for today's civil administration.
Okay. So you have learned these things from your college during graduation?
Right, sir.
Okay, okay. See, Tripura shares border with which country?
Sir, Bangladesh.
Okay. So any problem of illegal immigrants in the last 4 to 5 years?
Yes, sir, there is a problem.
So what is the government doing to stop the illegal infiltration?
So the first thing that the government is doing is making more comprehensive borders, whereby not only fencing has been undertaken, but surveillance programs like satellite surveillance, drone camera surveillance, and infrared laser-based mapping has also been undertaken. So at the operational level as well, the number of outposts of the border security forces have also been increased for proper monitoring of these areas. And sir, as the second line of defense, the Tripura police is also proactively carrying out patrolling activities in the border areas. So I think these three steps have reduced the cross-infiltration of these illegal immigrants.
Okay. And what is the status of insurgency in Tripura at this point of time?
So it has come down vastly. There are only sporadic instances left in the northern parts of Tripura, but the rest of Tripura is quite peaceful and safe. Even the AFSPA has also been removed from Tripura.
So do you think the government's hard measures have helped in this, or soft measures helped in bringing down this insurgency?
Sir, I feel both the measures have played a very significant role. The hard measures whereby government is saying that we'll not negotiate with people who are carrying out violence has created an atmosphere of deterrence amongst the insurgents that they must give up their violent-based activities. And so the government has also taken soft measures whereby they are allowing these people to come into the mainstream life and the political fold. For example, sir, the Chief Minister of Mizoram was an erstwhile insurgent. So these type of measures have helped in eradicating insurgents to a large measures.
Okay. And one of your hobbies is watching historical movies, right?
Right, sir.
So which history, European history or Indian history, which historical movies have you watched recently?
So the last movie that I watched was Sardar Udham by Shujit Sarkar, which was a movie regarding Sardar Udham Singh, who killed Michael O'Dwyer, responsible for the Jallianwala Bagh massacre.
So do you think the movie is completely based on true story, or is there some fiction in the movie?
So the fact is historically accurate, but the degree to which the events took place, that has been exaggerated a little bit for obvious commercial exploitation.
Okay. What is your favorite historical movie?
So it is Schindler's List.
Okay. So tell me what you miss, why you like the movie better than other movies?
Sir, it is a movie which represents good as well as evil. Here, the main protagonist was a German named Oskar Schindler, who was trying to save the Jews from his own countrymen, though that is the Hitler's SS. So it represents that we cannot prejudice an entire race based upon the doings of some few people. So that is what has taught me a lot, that we cannot judge a book by its cover only.
Okay. Any movie on India, historical movie on India you like, your favorite movie?
Sir, Sardar Udham, that is a movie I like a lot.
There's the latest movie you watched, right? What is your favorite movie?
Right. Sir, apart from that, I think Gandhi was another movie by Richard Attenborough, which I liked quite a lot.
Who is the actor in the movie?
Sir, Richard Attenborough.
Okay. And who's director?
So he's the director. And
who's the actor?
So it's Ben Kingsley.
Yeah. So, do you think Ben Kingsley has done the best performance as Gandhi?
Sir, of all the Gandhis that I've seen, I personally like Ben Kingsley's Gandhi.
Okay. Has he won any award because of this?
Yes, sir. He won an Oscar award for this particular movie.
Okay. And then you said star gauging, right?
Right, sir.
So yesterday, have you watched any stars?
No, sir. Yesterday, I didn't watch any stars.
Okay. In the last few days?
Sir, on Monday, because it rained, so the stars were visible.
Okay. So tell me, what is your favorite star?
So it has to be the North Star.
Why?
So it doesn't move. It is always focused upon what it has to do. So that is one thing that I try to emulate.
Tell me why it does not move.
Sir, so the North Star is placed vertically above the North Pole. So even when the Earth rotates, the rest of the perspectives may change. But since it is just above the North Pole, where the Earth doesn't spin effectively, so it remains at its spot.
But Earth is revolving, right? Earth is not the same
right,
place.
Sir.
Then why North Pole is not moving? Earth is not stationary. Rotation, come to revolution. Even then, why North Star is not moving?
So the distance between the North Star and the Earth is so high that the minor changes due to revolution does not change the gazing site.
Okay. Have you seen the movie Interstellar?
Yes, sir.
So how does he travel through time in that movie? He remains
sir,
young. He remains young, right? Than his daughter. How can somebody remain younger than their children?
So it is a concept called time dilation, which has been observed through the general theory of relativity given by Albert Einstein, whereby when the gravity increases, the time moves slower as compared to where the gravity is not. So this phenomena is also observed in the rubidium clocks that was placed outside the Earth's orbit in satellite. So because of this theory.
So the theory will work out when he is in another planet or another part of the universe. But when he comes and meets his daughter in a given time, at the same time, how can he be younger than his daughter, younger to his daughter?
So this is because when Matthew McConaughey, the protagonist, was closer to the black hole, the time dilated for him, and so it did not move as fast. But the daughter, who was very far of Murphy, who was on Earth and was facing normal gravity, so she did not face the same time dilation. So when Matthew McConaughey came back, he found her to be of the same age. Not the same age, but older than what he is right now.
Okay. So which part of the universe they go to? They travel and come back from another place. What is the place?
So they travel to another galaxy through the wormhole, but I'm not able to recall the name right now.
Okay. Do you think it's possible to go to another galaxy using a spaceship?
Yes, sir. Science has always taught us that there can be uncertainties. And so I do feel that there is always a chance to go and find extraterrestrial galaxies.
Okay. So you play badminton, right?
Right, sir.
At what level? Have you played state level, district level?
So I played at the university level in BITS planning. So it was an inter-hostel tournament.
See, why India is unable to produce so many good badminton players, just like how it is producing cricket players?
Sir, I feel the problem starts at the psychological level, whereby the young budding sports person are demotivated because of the lack of financial opportunities that sports, particularly badminton, has to offer vis-a-vis cricket. Even, sir, at the infrastructural level, the number of stadiums, particularly catering to the needs of the badminton, are low as compared to cricket. So when we couple these two things, it has a negative effect on the badminton game of India. But things have improved, sir.
See, if you become sports director, okay, and your aim is to make India win more Olympic medals,
Right, sir.
at least half of China in future. How do you start? What will you do about that?
So the first thing that I would do is remove the mindset that sports is not good, which is presently amongst the parents, whereby they force their children to study and not to play sports. I think once this particular huge barrier is removed, then things would automatically become easy. So social conditioning, role modeling, these could be the approaches for this. So secondly, sir, there has to be an investment in scholarships for these young budding sportspersons so that they are financially autonomous and independent. And at the third level, sir, there has to be investment in the infrastructure, particularly the coaches, which are responsible for mentoring these type of students. And so if all the three are done, then perhaps in a very near future, we'll be able to not only surpass China, but US as well.
Good, good. Okay. So, Kirti ma'am, you have any more questions to ask?
No, I'm fine. This is fine. Thank you.
Okay, Kunal, I will continue.
Yes, sir.
Actually, the session may end. If it ends, you please join again.
Right, sir.
Okay. And also, you have done NSS in BITS Pilani, in your college, right?
Right, sir.
Tell me, what have you done in NSS?
Sir, as part of the National Service Scheme, I was responsible for teaching students of class 9 and 10 so that they could fare well in the CBSE board examinations. So these were basically the children of the villages, that is in Pilani, and they did not have the resources to go out or take coaching somewhere else. So we were responsible for doing this.
After passing out from BITS Pilani, have you continued? Yeah. So, Kunal, you have done NSS for how many years? All 4 years?
No, sir, I was involved for the first year.
Okay. Why did you stop after that?
Sir, in the second year, sir, I decided to go for the student union of BITS Pilani. And due to the dearth of time, sir, I wouldn't have justified both the jobs if I had. So I chose to do the student union.
What is student union? What is it?
Sir, so it is a student body, sir, which is responsible for managing the affairs of the student and carrying out its redressing the grievances of the student, and also organizing the two fests of BITS Pilani. It is the Oasis and the Apogee. So that is what the student union does.
So who is head of the union? I mean, is it election?
Yes, sir.
So did you participate in the election?
No, sir. I was part of the administrative team of the student union.
You never tried for the elections?
Sir, I tried once. Sir, I tried once, but I lost.
Okay, okay. So, what is your opinion on the elections of students in these colleges? Is it the right thing to do?
Yes, sir. I think election should be held at the college levels because it helps in instilling the democratic spirit amongst the students, which who further become the politicians that we see around us. So it is a good practice.
See, we are seeing these days the JNU, DU, HCU in these colleges, student elections actually affecting students in a negative way. Have you observed that?
Unfortunately, sir, it is something which is growing and it needs to be checked at the earliest possible level.
Do you think it's because of relationship between the real political parties and the elections in the college?
Yes, sir. That is one thing that we in our college as well felt. So our college does not allow professional political parties to enter the student elections, and I think this should be replicated to all the other colleges of India as well.
What is this ILP, Inner Line Permit?
So the inner line permit was introduced under the Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act of 1873, whereby only the persons who have been given this permit were allowed to venture into the northeastern region, and it is still continued.
Is it there in Tripura?
Yes, sir, it is there in Tripura.
Which northeastern state is it not there?
So I think in Assam and Meghalaya, I'm not sure regarding this.
Okay. Do you know one of the states is actually fighting for ILP? They want ILP, but government is as of now not giving. Do you know which state is it?
Sir, Arunachal Pradesh?
Are you sure?
No, sir, I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you think Inner Line Permit is required at this point of time after 70 years of independence? Do we still require ILP in northeastern states?
Yes, I do, because the original objective of the ILP was to safeguard the cultural interest of the tribal people. And since that cultural interest is still there, hence the need of the ILP still arises.
Okay. Tell me about bilateral trade and investment agreements. It is between India and which part of the world? BTIA.
So BTIA. So I think it has been recently signed with Australia.
Okay. Have you heard about any trade agreements between India and European Union, which is not happening for several years?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's a broad-based trade investment agreement.
Okay. What difference between that one and the recent thing signed with Australia?
So first is a multilateral agreement whereby the European Union as a whole is signing pact with India. Secondly, sir, the amount of goods and the type of goods which have been exempted from the import duties are different in both the cases. The BTIA signed with Australia is much more liberal as compared to the envisioned, the broad-based trade investment agreement with European Union.
Do you see anytime soon the broad-based trade and investment agreement with India and EU to be finalizing?
Yes, sir, the talks are going on and negotiations are taking place.
And what are the main issues? What are the main issues? Why it is not happening for several years?
So there are issues from both the sides, European Union as well as the Indian side. The Indian side has raised the issue of its free movement of service laborers, whereby certain professions like CA, financial analyst have not been allowed by the European Union. Second, sir, is the issue regarding data localization policy, whereby the European Union still stresses on the fact that the Indian companies, particularly the software firms, do not need to comply with their European laws for the cross services to take place. As far as the EU side, sir, the major thing is regarding the non-tariff agreements, whereby Indian food products have not been allowed into the EU region, specifically because they do not meet the marks set or the standards set by the European Union. So these are some of the issues, sir.
Okay, good. So which state of Northeast India is famous for organic farming?
So it is Sikkim.
Do you think Tripura can follow the same method? Can imitate the same method?
So I think organic farming can be done in Tripura, but replicating the model of Sikkim is not the right way forward, because
Right.
Tripura has got Tripura has its own unique challenges, whereby most of the industry is based upon plantation, which requires certain amount of synthetic fertilizers. So perhaps a different customized model would be more applicable for Tripura.
Do you know that organic farming tried in Sri Lanka recently is not successful?
Right, sir.
What is the reason?
So the organic farming was implemented in the tea garden specifically, and also in the other agricultural areas, so that crucial forex reserves spent on chemical fertilizers could be saved. However, sir, the yield got decreased and Sri Lanka got trapped into an unfavorable situation.
Okay, Kunal, you have anything to ask me?
So once the reviews are done, I think then I
Okay.
will move on.
Okay, then I would be ending the session. Okay,